Welcome back, everybody. We're diving into AI and mental health care today. Specifically, we're going to be looking at SentiMind. SentiMind is using some seriously cool tech to change how we think about mental well-being. What's super exciting is how they're making mental health care more accessible and more proactive. What's the story there?
Well, it's really fascinating how SentiMind is tackling this challenge. They've recognized that there's a real critical gap when it comes to traditional mental health assessments. Those traditional assessments can be really time-consuming, and they can be subjective too. And frankly, they just can't keep up with how many people need mental health services these days.
Okay, so we've got a problem. How's SentiMind actually using AI to solve it?
So SentiMind uses a combination of natural language processing, NLP, and they combine that with machine learning. So basically their system analyzes how you talk, like during a conversation with a virtual therapist. It picks up on all these little things like your tone of voice or even the words you choose. It can even notice those tiny little pauses. And it uses all that to look for early signs of things like depression and anxiety.
So instead of just relying on people to,
Yeah.
report how they're feeling or
Oh.
filling out long questionnaires, SentiMind is actually analyzing how we speak to find potential issues.
Exactly. And it's leading to some pretty amazing results. They're reporting a 30% increase in diagnostic accuracy for mood disorders compared to those traditional
Oh,
methods.
100%. That's huge. Sounds like they're onto something really innovative.
They really are. And what's really cool is how scalable this technology is. Imagine anyone anywhere can get an initial mental health assessment just using their phone or computer. No more waiting lists, no more worrying about where you live.
That could be a game changer for a lot of people. People who struggle to get to traditional mental health services. But what about the human element? I feel like some people might be a little uncomfortable talking to a virtual therapist. You know, like it's not very personal.
I can see why people might feel that way. But even though SentiMind's AI is really advanced, it's not meant to completely replace human therapists. It's more like an early detection system and a support system. So the virtual therapist might pick up on some potential problems, offer some coping strategies, and then connect you with a human therapist for a real in-depth evaluation and treatment.
So it's more about working with humans, not replacing them.
Exactly. And one of the most exciting things about SentiMind is how proactive it can be. Imagine getting personalized support and help before you're even in a crisis. That's what SentiMind is working towards.
That sounds like they're not just improving access, but really changing how we think about mental well-being as a whole.
Absolutely. By using this cutting-edge technology and focusing on early intervention, they're creating a whole new approach to mental health care, one that's more accessible, more personalized, and way more proactive.
It's really fascinating. I know there's a lot more to talk about with SentiMind, like expert opinions and what this technology might mean for the world. But before we get into that, I want to hear from you, our listeners.
Yes. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What are your first impressions of SentiMind and how they're approaching mental health care? Are you as excited about this as we are? Let's talk about it in the comments.
And don't forget to follow us at AI for the People for more deep dives into the world of AI. We'll be back soon with part 2 of our look at SentiMind.
What's really amazing is that this isn't just about mental health care. It's about, changing how we think about health and well-being in general.
Oh, yeah, I see that. We've been focusing on mental health. But this tech could be used for so many things.
Right. Like using AI to analyze those little cues
Yeah.
and then predict potential issues. That could be huge for other areas of healthcare. Think about early detection of things like heart disease or even some types of cancer.
Wow. So instead of waiting for people to show symptoms, we can have AI systems constantly looking at data and warning us about problems before they get serious.
Exactly. Imagine your smartwatch. It's not just tracking your steps and sleep, it's analyzing tiny changes in your voice, your heart rate, all sorts of physiological markers, and giving you early warnings about potential health concerns.
It's having a personal health guardian constantly watching over you.
Yeah.
That could completely change how we manage our health.
And that's why SentiMind's success with mental health is so important. It's not just about one specific thing. It's proof that AI can revolutionize healthcare as a whole.
That's awesome. But with all this talk about AI and how great it is, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. Data privacy. How can we be sure these systems are developed and used responsibly, especially when we're talking about sensitive health information?
You're absolutely right. Data privacy is super important. We need a bunch of things to make sure it's protected, like strong data encryption and strict access controls, plus clear regulations on how data can be used and shared.
It sounds really complicated,
It is.
but it's something we absolutely have to figure out. if we want AI to reach its full potential in healthcare.
I agree. We need to build trust in these systems. People need to know their data is being handled responsibly and ethically.
And speaking of ethics, we need to think about the human element in healthcare. There's been a lot of talk about AI replacing doctors and therapists.
It's definitely something we need to talk about. AI can automate some tasks and provide insights, but it can never truly replace the human side of healthcare. That empathy, the intuition, the ability to connect with patients on an emotional level. Those are things AI can't do, and I think they'll always be needed.
So the best case scenario is where AI and human healthcare professionals work together, each one using their strengths.
Exactly. It's about collaboration, not competition. AI can handle the data, the pattern recognition, make personalized recommendations, and that frees up human professionals to focus on caring for their patients, building relationships, and dealing with those complex emotional and psychological needs.
That's a really amazing vision for the future of healthcare. AI and human expertise working together.
And SentiMind is showing us that it's possible. They're proving that AI can improve mental health care, and that's opening the door for so much more innovation.
It's really inspiring to see how technology can help us with some of the biggest challenges we face.
And this is just the beginning. As AI gets more advanced, we're going to see even more incredible breakthroughs in healthcare and beyond.
It's an exciting time to be alive, but as we embrace these advancements, we also need to be careful and make sure technology is being used ethically and for the good of everyone.
Well said. We all have a responsibility to shape the future of AI and make sure it's a future that benefits everyone.
So as we get ready to wrap up our deep dive into SentiMind and the future of AI in mental health care, what stands out to you as the most important thing we've talked about so far?
I think for me, it's that early intervention thing, like shifting from reacting to mental health problems to actually preventing them. That could change everything.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's about giving people the power to take care of their own mental well-being
Yeah.
and giving them the tools to actually thrive.
And the really cool thing is, if SentiMind is successful, it could open the door for other AI-powered solutions in all kinds of healthcare areas.
Oh, absolutely.
So we could end up with a much more holistic and preventative approach to well-being in general.
Absolutely. SentiMind is kind of like showing us the way forward for AI in healthcare. It's showing us what's possible when we use technology and combine it with a real understanding of what people need.
It's really amazing to see how AI can be used to help with such a big problem, you know? Mental health is a global issue. It really is.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you that technology can be a force for good. But like with any powerful tool, we have to be careful how we use it.
Right. We need to have those conversations about the ethics of AI and make sure people's data is protected.
Definitely.
And most importantly, we have to put people first.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into SentiMind and the future of AI and mental health care, what's the one thing you hope people listening will remember?
I hope they'll remember that AI has incredible potential, but we have to develop it thoughtfully and ethically. The future of healthcare is being shaped right now, and we all have a part to play.
That's a great message. And to everyone listening, keep learning about AI and its impact on healthcare. Stay curious, stay informed.
And stay involved in this conversation. It's important.
Definitely.
The future of mental health care is in our hands. Let's work together to make sure everyone has the support they need so they can live healthy and fulfilling lives.
That's a great way to put it. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of SentiMind and AI-driven mental health care. We hope you found it helpful and inspiring.
If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the amazing world of AI.
And leave a comment below. Let us know what you think about the future of AI and mental health care. We want to hear from you. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.